When people think of Rocky DiPietro and Neil Lumsden, most immediately think of their glory years in the CFL. DiPietro, a Canadian Football Hall of Fame inductee who retired after 14 seasons as the CFL's all-time pass reception leader, and Lumsden, a three-time Grey Cup champion. Both were members of what many consider to be the greatest Canadian university team ever assembled in this country, the 1975 Ottawa GGs.
I didn't really realize, I think, how good we were until years later. I mean, I know how good our football team was at the time. I knew the kind of players we had. I knew the kind of character. We had fabulous coaching. The school was very much behind us. So all the things were in the right place at the right time.
We were pretty dominant at every position. And like I said, we had an awesome bunch of guys, great coaching staff. Everybody was we were a team. Everybody was committed to one goal. And, that was winning back then, as it was called, the College Bowl.
The list of achievements for this team is remarkable. Members of that 75 team were named to the OUAA All-Star team 42 times, 13 were All-Canadians, 2 were Outstanding Lineman finalists. Coach Don Gilbert was named Coach of the Year, and we haven't even mentioned Neil Lumsden's accomplishments from that season. Lumsden was known as Mr. Everything. Gilbert called him, quote, the most complete player to come out of college football ever. Not only was Lumsden the nation's leading rusher, he was also a standout kicker, leading to 4 consecutive conference scoring titles, 4 straight conference all-star selections, and he set national records in touchdowns, scoring points, field goals, and extra points. To this day, Lumsden is still Canada's all-time leading scorer with 410 points. Despite all the records, it was Brian Fryer, a receiver from Alberta, who captured the Heck Crichton Award in 1975.
It wasn't about winning the Heck Crichton. I mean, that's a great honor. Some great players have won it, without question. But they didn't all win Vanier Cups. The idea is to win the Vanier Cup, and that's what we did, so that's the most important thing.
After graduating from Ottawa, DiPietro would become one of the all-time greatest players ever to come out of Canadian university football. He played 14 seasons with Hamilton, was a 2-time Outstanding Canadian, a 5-time CFL All-Star, and made 4 Grey Cup appearances.
I knew when I got there, after the first couple of practices, I knew how much I had to step up to be with those guys. And it was great. Those guys were great leaders. They taught me a lot.
But the GGs were so much more than just one good running back and a good receiver. In terms of offense, it took 28 years for another team to score more touchdowns in an 8-game season than Ottawa scored in a 7-game season. They cruised through the 1975 season, winning all 11 games and captured the Vanier Cup with a 14-9 victory over Calgary. But what makes the 75 GGs truly special is what happened to the players after they graduated. 11 members of that GGs team were selected in the CFL draft, including 8 in the first round. In addition to DiPietro and Lumsden, the team featured Eric Upton, whose 5 Grey Cup rings are amongst the most in CFL history. Miles Gorrell, who played 18 seasons in the CFL, more than any non-kicker. And names like Mike Murphy, who's a CFL Outstanding Rookie, Jeff Avery, Al Moffat, Tim Berryman, and Doug Falconer would also become longtime CFLers. All told, over 91 years of CFL experience. It should also be noted that there were 7 American starters on the GG's roster that weren't eligible for the CFL draft. All 7 received tryouts at NFL camps, with D.T. White and Brian Keating playing for the Baltimore Colts. Collectively, members of the 75 GGs would appear in 23 Grey Cups, win 12 Grey Cup rings, 17 CFL Divisional All-Star selections, 2 CFL Outstanding Lineman Awards, 2 CFL Outstanding Rookie Awards, a Grey Cup Canadian MVP, and 1 member of the Canadian Football Hall of Fame.
The most valuable player, Neil Lumsden. You missed the Heck Crichton, but this has got to be worth it all.
Oh, definitely. That's why we came down here. The Heck Crichton would have definitely been an honor to win, but today wraps it up. Like I said, Ottawa GGs came down here to play and win the College Bowl, and that's what we did.